It is time for S&D 500, where, it's basically the power rankings for players, where we go around the league and see who we're excited about, who's caught our eye.
Yeah, our stock market is doing better than the regular one.
Exactly. So who do you want to start with, us?
Yeah, okay. So I want to start with Tevian Jones. Going to Winnipeg, had a really great year for Scarborough last season, but now he's the #1 scoring option for the Sea Bears, right? This is a guy who basically has been an effective scorer every time he's played in the CEBL, but played next to Cat Barber last season with the Shooting Stars. Now it's all his show in Winnipeg, and I want to see what he does when he steps into that role. How he's like this massive wing that can do a bunch of things for them. So how does he fit in? How does he work? How is that going to work generally offensively when it's all on him pressure-wise? I think that's the main question I have with Tevian. Also, it's a big opportunity.
Yeah, a lot of scores in Scarborough last year, right?
Yeah.
So he managed to average 17, 5, and 2 through the course of the season, highlighted by a game against Montreal where he had 29 and 12.
Massive.
But, there's a void left with Teddy not being there this year, Justin Wright Foreman. So here's an opportunity to really, really shine.
Absolutely.
There's another guy we're really excited about with the defending champions. It's Ahmed Hill.
Yeah, I know. Him being in Niagara with Vic Razzo, who's one of the best coaches in the CEBL, he's going to be able to unlock him as the elite shooter that he is. He's like a 38% career shooter in the CEBL. Obviously, the all-time leading scorer in the CEBL as well. So adding that aspect is just massive. You think about how Javon Blair, Juggy, was massive for Niagara last season, had a great year. I think Ahmed can just take them to the next level, and we'll see what happens with Niagara. But the defending champs are looking really good.
It's going to be wild to see because, he's been the focal point of a lot of offenses, whether it's Montreal, Guelph, throwback. But this year, who do you defend?
Right.
Pick your poison.
There's going to be so many options. It feels like the, KD, Steph, Klay Thompson, Golden State Warriors. Like, that's how dynamic this offense could be just because of the firepower there.
Yeah, it's scary to think that Coach Razzo is going to have this many weapons to choose from, and that we'll talk about in the power rankings and seeing where they're at, but I think
we won't be surprised.
We won't be surprised where they are, but looking forward to these players, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities for a lot of players this year, and you'll be on the S&D 500.
I want to mention one more guy.
Sure, go ahead.
Kobe McEwen.
Yes, of course.
Brampton Honey Badgers, just as an honorable mention here. I think he's another guy to watch for. We'll talk more about Kobe later in the show.
Might have a take about that.
Might have a take about it, but I also think he's another guy in Brampton who